What is up, YouTube? It is me once again, back with another episode of Road to 100 kg body weight. As promised, we now have the shoulders and arms workout. Um, Last video we did the chest and back workout, as I'm doing an Arnold split at the moment. Um, Probably will be switching fairly soon, simply because I feel like I will benefit much more from doing an alternating sort of split where I do maybe um, PPL x Arnold or PPL x upper lower or Arnold x upper lower, something like that. I still haven't thought about it or decided yet, but probably going to happen within the next few weeks. Um, that is also why I've been taking a bit of a break from social media, and I'm going to be taking a bit of a break from social media because I really want to dial down on my bodybuilding and my physique for myself and rethink my goals, rethink what I want to achieve with this and also with social media, seeing as I am obviously trying to do something with it. So, yeah, here we are. First exercise, we are doing shoulder press. I have just reintroduced these back into my split. That is why I am extremely weak at them at the moment. However, I am quite happy with 30 kg. I think I did it for like 6 or 8, something like that. But I'm quite happy with how it's moving. Range of motion is good. It felt pretty good. It did feel a bit heavy. Um, and it's kind of humbling because, I mean, you go back a couple of years and you see that I was doing like 36 kilos for like 8 to 10 reps. But that's only because I was doing shoulder press consistently at that point. Whereas now I haven't shoulder pressed in a long time, like consistently. I've done it here and there, but not consistently, not more than once every like month or two. So yeah, back at it, doing it again. Feeling pretty good. I mean, I look pretty good doing it. I can see my forearms and everything, but I'm not here to, not here to get on my knees for myself. But it did feel pretty good, and I'm quite happy I'm reintroducing these because I feel like I need some sort of a heavy compound lift for my shoulders. All I've been doing is lat raises, and it has grown my shoulders consecutively by doing lat raises and not doing shoulder pressing. But I feel like I'm just missing something, so I've reintroduced them, and that's pretty much that. That was the first exercise. Again, like I explained in the last video, I do alternating exercises. So I do shoulders, then arm, then biceps, then triceps, then shoulders, then biceps, then triceps. You get the point. So after shoulder press, I decided to do bicep curl, because I'd rather do biceps before I do triceps. I know, bit of a weird combination, but hey ho, it works for me anyways. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know why my ass looks so big in that, but we move, I guess. Um, you know what they say. You have a big ass, the girls will love you. Anyways, um, here I'm doing my first actual waking set of bicep curls. As you can see, 20 kilos. Feeling pretty good. Um, that gym is absolutely terrible to work out in, by the way, because it is boiling in there. So I can never lift as heavy as I would in any other gym because it does not have aircon. So in the summer, pure gym, you are an absolute nightmare. And I despise you with every ounce of my body. But I had no choice because it was almost midnight. Um, but as you can see from me doing this set, I am looking very, very lean. And that is because I am currently on a cut and have been on a cut for a couple of weeks. So my strength should be going down. However, that is not the case because despite me being on a cut, I decided to increase my protein intake to 210 grams a day instead of 200. So, despite me being eating less calories, I'm eating a lot more protein than I was before. So, the carbs and the fats have made up for it, and they have gone down significantly, which is really good, and it's clearly working. This is just ahead of my holiday, which is at the start of September, and also the Gymshark lifting event, which is at the end of August. Very exciting. Cannot wait to go. And you will definitely see me there on Sunday. I'm not going to go Saturday because I cannot. But yeah, you'll definitely see me there Sunday, working out with the boys. You know how it is. Um, yeah, this set is looking majestic, as you could see. Arms at this point were feeling absolutely delicious. They were feeling really good. I mean, they're looking really good. I don't know why I did this angle. I look like I have a dad bod. I don't know what I was thinking in my head. But to be honest, like the cameras don't do justice how big I am. I'm not even trying to glaze myself. Like I'm genuinely just being honest. Like the cameras genuinely do not. They just don't. It just doesn't compare. And it really saddens me because anytime I post, I don't look anywhere near as big as I do when I look in the mirror or how people see me in real life, which is a little bit upsetting. But yeah, decided to do a little bit of angle maxing over here. Um, got that Breath Divinity tank, so I was feeling myself a little. I don't know why. I look like shit. But anyways, yeah, workout went pretty well. Um, thus far, anyways. Hold up. Thought my I thought my audio stopped recording for a second, so I had to just stop recording and go check that it wasn't. It's still working. The microphone is still on. So we are safe, we are good. Back to what I was talking about. Um yeah, I was feeling myself. I took the pump cover off. So I did a bit of posing and onto triceps. The first tricep exercise was tricep push down. Now, the reason I do this first instead of any type of overhead press is because I like to pre-fatigue my triceps before I do overhead. And that is simply because overhead stretches so much more than pushdowns that I would rather do a heavy few sets of pushdowns as my first exercise to pre-fatigue my triceps before I do overhead when my triceps will be stretching a lot more when they're already pumped and fatigued. Which for me, just personally, feels like a lot. Bro, oh my days, man! It feels like it's a lot better, and I feel like I get a lot more out of it. Um, Personally, anyways, more growth, more pump, more everything. Um, so I just prefer doing it this way. Also, props to the guy on the right because he asked for my YouTube channel and he subscribed. So props to you, man. You're pretty sick. He's looking huge, by the way. Little water break, you got to drink your water. If you're not hydrated, that is probably why you look bad. So start drinking more water. You will not regret it. Trust me. Um, Also, take a moment to just appreciate how wide my back is. Loki didn't know my waist to shoulder ratio was that crazy. It does look pretty crazy in this angle. But anyways, as you can see, I'm doing it quite strictly. No movement, no swing, no knee bend, nothing. Literally straight legs, straight torso. I am bringing my arms up, like my actual arms up a little bit, just to get that little extra stretch. That's just the way I like to do it. Um, and on the actual pushing part of the movement, I kind of over exaggerate the push because I like feeling the full contraction at the bottom. Um, and obviously, a couple of seconds going up. I'm not going as slow as I want to be going, uh, but then again, this was like a week ago, and I have been going a bit slower since because I watched this video back and I realized I need to start actually slowing down my reps a little bit. So yeah, that's the first tricep exercise over and done with. I'm pretty sure over here I do lat raises. And also, this is the point. My girlfriend decides to stop working out and gets bored. So she just hogs around me for the rest of the workout, which is fun. Um, but yeah, here you can see me doing lat raises. My shoulders look absolutely ridiculous. I did not know my shoulders were looking that good. I mean, if you look at the mirror, you can see all the striations, and that's just me warming up. That's not even the whole way that I'm going to do, as I'm doing in a second, after I do a bit of posing, in which I don't look good whatsoever. But yeah, there it is. Look at my shoulders, man. I have such over the developed shoulders. And I feel like that's the reason my chest looks bad in a sense, and my back as well, to be honest, and my traps. Well, that is part of my back. I've never worked out my traps specifically, to be honest, but I do feel like my shoulders are somewhat at fault for that. Um, Simply because I feel like my shoulders have always overpowered my traps, anyways. So I feel like it's something I really need to start focusing on. Decided to be a little bit goofy with a girlfriend, you know. Um, I'm not gonna put the audio on this, but she told me to go up to 20 kilos. Mind you, the set I just did was 18 kilos, and I think I did like 10 or 12 reps or something, and 20 kilos is unknown um, territory. I've never done 20 kilos. And here she is trying to prove to me that she can lift it up by herself, which clearly she could quite easily, anyways. So here is me. Boys, I'm so tired. I woke up at 4 in the morning to go to work at 5. But anyways, here is me doing shoulder press, 20 kilos, which was heavy. I think I'm on like 5 reps at this point. I'm pretty sure I only did 8, 6, 7. Let's count to 8, boys. 8, oh, 9. No, I feel like that definitely wasn't 9. I saw that little cheat rep at the end as well. But shoulders are looking good. That is my second to last shoulder exercise. And this is my last bicep exercise. Now, some of you may say, oh, that's not enough volume for biceps. Um, I did 3 working sets of bicep curls with the dumbbells, and I'm doing 2 working sets of preacher curls with the machine. And that is what I do twice a week, which then in turn means I'm doing 10 working sets a week, which for me, in my humble, very, very humble, mind you, opinion, is enough. And I have been seeing growth in my biceps. However, I would like more growth, so I might start playing around with a third exercise. Who knows? Who knows? We shall see. But biceps are looking pretty good. I have quite bad bicep genetics as it is, as you can see. Um, it's just pretty. It's just disgusting, man. I'm just too tall, bro. I wish I was like 5'10". If I was 5'10", all my problems would just disappear. Like everything would just, I would literally be in heaven. I would literally get, with the muscle mass I have at 5'10", I would have filled out my frame, but I haven't. So I've still got work to do, and we gotta accept that at the end of the day. I don't even know what I'm waffling about anymore. You guys are probably gonna be so bored during this video. I don't. I literally went into this video with no plan of what to talk about. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to play the video, I'm just going to watch what I'm doing, and I'm just going to yellow it, talk about what comes into my mind. And hopefully it's entertaining enough to where people actually watch it somewhat, at least until halfway. I don't know, we're past halfway. So if you're still watching, thank you very much. And if you are still watching, here is the second tricep exercise, which is a overhead exercise. I don't actually know what people call this, but I have called it easy bar skull crushers. And no, they're not skull crushers, not really. Um, but that's what I call them, so I don't really care, to be honest. Here I decided to do 12.5 kg aside, which I'm pretty sure in total. Bro, why am I so tired, man? What the hell? Which I'm pretty sure in total means I did 35 kilos because the bar I'm pretty sure is 10 kg. So yeah, there's my girlfriend again, just hogging, following me around for the rest of the workout, like I told you guys she would. Um, Pump is looking a lot better now, to be honest. I feel like after I actually get into the second exercise of each muscle group, the pump actually starts looking good because the pump carries on from the first exercise, but I have enough time to rest to the point where I can push myself just as much on the second exercise, which is exactly why I separate them the way I do. uh, which some people dislike, but I've always been a fan of it. I think she's feeling a little bit hot, guys. You can see her in the corner. She's looking quite red. I've told you, this gym It gets so hot for no reason, absolutely no reason. Um, they should really invest into some air conditioning. You know. Here she decided to see if here she decided to see if I could stand with just my feet. I have no agility. I have absolutely no agility. I'm pretty sure I put the clip where she stands. Yeah. Look at this. Bro, how? Just how does she do that? And then I show her me doing one-arm push-up because I know for a fact she can't do that. So I challenged her to do it and it didn't go very well. So I think I won that competition. And here is the second set of my tricep exercise. My second tricep exercise, to be specific. Bro, I'm gonna be honest, I really feel like switching um to a different overhead because as much as I like this and as much as I'm still have a lot of improvement to do on this exercise and I feel like I can increase the weight up to 20 kilos over the next few months. Um, I feel like I'll get a lot more out of cables because of the resistance and the actual direction of the force. But I also don't feel like it has that much of a difference. Bro, if I yawn one more time, I'm gonna give up. As I was saying, I don't feel like it has that much of a difference from doing free weight because it's an overhead exercise and the gravity is literally going the opposite way of the way I'm lifting. So it's kind of literally going in the same direction. So it doesn't make that much of a difference. Also, if you're sitting here wondering what I'm doing, I kind of did this exercise a little bit wrong. The cable should be a little bit higher, but this is to target the rear delt. It's essentially a rear delt fly, how you do like with your arm all the way out. The only difference is I don't put my arm all the way out because I saw this on TikTok and it basically takes away half of the range of motion or um, what do you call it? Essentially, having your arm out in front of you and pulling it all the way around is twice as hard as doing what I'm doing. And as you can see, if you look when I'm stretching, if you look on my shoulders when I'm stretching, they are stretching a lot. And there is no difference between what I'm doing and the stretch you get when your arms are out. So why would I waste twice the energy by putting my arms all the way out just to keep them neutral at that like slight bend angle when I can just keep my forearm close to my body and stretch the shoulders out just as much as if I was doing it the other way. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, for some people, this might be too science-based lifting for them, um, but I quite like this exercise. I feel like I can go a lot heavier than I do with my arms all the way out, and I feel like it's quite good. I do feel my traps a little bit on it, which is not great, but to be honest, I need to grow them anyways. So I guess who cares? Not me, because I'm trying to grow my traps anyway. So two birds with one stone, really. And it does feel good. I do recommend. You should definitely try it. It is a good exercise. I've been doing it for a few weeks and I've been progressively overloading my shoulders. And they're feeling good. They're feeling strong. They're looking good. I guess we shall just see how they look when I actually start bulking and gaining muscle instead of losing it on a cut. That is it for the exercise. That is literally all I do for shoulders and arms twice a week. And now we're going to get a little bit of posing done. As you can see, me and my girlfriend decided to do a bit of posing together at first. I guess we're going to see how that goes. She doesn't really know how to pose because she's not really into bodybuilding and all of that. So all she's doing is the good old Instagram stick your ass out and hope everything goes well. Um, but then she kind of copies me on what I do, which is kind of cute. Bro, my shoulder is literally the same size as her head, as you can see, which is ridiculous. But we've always had a massive size difference. Why am I still talking about her, bro? No one cares. We're here to watch me and to watch my exercises and what I do to look like this, which by the way is very mid at most, if not below mid. So if you do this exercise, if you do this workout, you might just look mid, I guess. Or maybe it's just my genetics. I don't know. But anyways, all jokes aside, this is a good workout program. This is a good workout plan. I've done this one for myself based on my likes and what I like to do. As you can see, my chest is finally growing. My chest is finally coming through on the side chest, which makes me immensely happy. Finally, my chest is growing. So give me a few more months and you will see my chest popping off like crazy because it's only been a couple weeks since I started doing this specific workout program. And the camera quality here is ridiculous because it was filmed on portrait. So I just zoomed in and I put this in anyways because I thought it was a pretty cool shot. But anyways, thank you guys for watching and come back for the leg day I am doing to reach 100 kilograms of body weight.